net, their goaltender number 31, Logan Alone. And now, your Rebel starter. Starting on right wing, number 10, Ethan Montoya. Starting left wing, number 20, Cody Lay. Starting center, number 19, Axel Anderson. Starting right defense, number 15, Ian Davis. Starting left defense, number 23, Steve Taylor. And in net tonight, your goaltender, number 35, Eric Idison. Tonight's lines in Justin Grossman and Mike Batista. Tonight's referees, Dave Rocco and Jeff C. And now, I'd like to ask everybody to please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sobe Ice Arena from the Fiesta Rancho as your UNLV Skating Rebels attempt to go to 7-0 on the season. Last night, of course, their second victory against Weber State, one at Utah, one here at Sobe Arena, and today they go for 7-0 before their big series against Arizona State. In goal for the Skating Rebels, Eric Idison, who has allowed only one goal in his last 6 periods, and then a goaltending change for Weber State. Logan Alam, 5'5", 198 pounds, will be in goal for Weber State. We're almost ready for action, and of course, Axel Anderson will take the draw against Pizarro for Weber State. Weber State dumps it in. Knocked around by Steve Terry. Yesterday, the Rebels got out to a fast start. And here's a stop inside, just wide, as Dakota Fox had an opportunity. And then another shot to the goal as Faubert also with an opportunity. Faubert looked pretty sharp in that third period. Looked like he was ready to come out and, and let everybody know that this third game is not going to be easy, as Idison is challenged right off the bat. And we know yesterday probably was the second period before Idison was challenged, but not the case today, as Weber State says, we're not going away quietly. Hobbs wins the faceoff, another shot in, blocker saved by Idison, wrapped around, and they certainly, here's an opportunity in front. Faubert with it and dumps it in. Controlled finally by UNLV, poked away by Cody Williams. And finally, out of the offensive zone, UNLV on the attack through the neutral zone, dumps it into the corner. It's always important the first 5 minutes of the game to set the tempo for the rest of the game, which UNLV did yesterday. Let's see how that works out today. Asaf yesterday got the fireman hat. Apparently Logan Coleman wanted to let Mr. Idison know that he'd be around the net all day today. No call on that as Nick Gears brings it up the ice and into the corner on back of Alam. Chased down by Fox and back of Alam. Weber State with control. Up the Gorges, back to Fox and out of the zone. UNLV and Weber State just underway, 18-12 to go. I'm Dana Lane from the Sobe Ice Arena at Fiesta Rancho in Las Vegas, Nevada. Weber State dumps it in behind. Idison controlled back to Weber. Ballman with the puck. Now, a quick little wrist shot. Didn't get to Idison. Kapanos almost with a lane, but didn't quite get it there. And UNLV with the puck in back of Idison. Just over 2 minutes gone. First period, just starting the game. Line changed by UNLV. Hey, take them a few minutes to get their legs. Of course, today, as we mentioned yesterday, there are some changes to the lineup where Mitchell Province and Montoya will be skating on that first line. Usually 2 second liners will be skating with Jake Sachs, who will quarterback that line. Victor Brask, who is 18, usually 21, 18 today. So we'll make that change as well. Face off out of the offensive zone. Nick Gears puts it in. Here's a big shot, and he scores! Nick Gears gets UNLV on the board, and he just beat Logan Alam cleanly. He was all alone with a clear lane to the right-hand side and beats Alam cleanly. And UNLV, once again, has a 1-0 lead over Weber State. 17:07 to go in the first period. UNLV 1, Weber State 0. Nick Gears gets the goal. A clean slap shot from just inside the blue line. Beats Alam 1-0 UNLV. Weber State gaining some speed up into the blue line. Taken away by Scarmoza. Scarmoza dumps it into the corner as UNLV's going for a line change. Taken by Faubert as he loses an edge. Back out of the offensive zone. Nick Gears just announced with the goal. Asaf with the assist. And it looks like we're going to get one assist on that, so it's Gears from Asaf, and it's 1-0 UNLV. Here's an opportunity at front for Coleman. Gets it in on Idison, and another stop by Idison, who got some help from his teammates. Now we're going back the other way. Cody Williams tried to get the puck up, rolled off his stick. Idison made the initial save, and then I believe it hit Cody Williams in front for the second save. A wide open goal that Weber State could not take advantage of, and it's still 1-0 UNLV. Even Davis up to Cody Williams, who dumps it in. Asaf back on the ice. It's Asaf and Hetzel, the defenseman right now on the ice. Very important first goal for UNLV. And here comes a head of steam for Kosman. On over to Ballman, 220 pounds. They got a couple big boys on this team, but Big apparently is not getting the puck in the back of the net. Big hit by Asaf. I know I keep on saying it, but it's just 5'4", and the guy does no problem going in the corner and laying the wood. Dumped into the corner, controlled now by Faubert. Faubert bringing it up through the middle of the ice. And he has got a breakaway, and he scores. Faubert just going in and out of traffic, and UNLV did not bother to put a body on Faubert. And a little deke move to the right, comes back to his left, and we have a 1-1 game at 14:45 of the first period. Well, that's the first time I've seen a defensive breakdown from the Rebels this season. That shouldn't happen, and I would be surprised if it happened again. Faubert was able to skate through the neutral zone. Nobody put a body on him, and he found himself all alone in front of Idison to tie this game up at 1. Jake Sachs now, big hit on Sachs by Kornberg. And Weber State says, we remember what happened last week up in Utah. We played nice yesterday. We're going to try something different today. Weber State again through the neutral zone, and this is going to be called offsides. Head of steam by Faubert again, and they do have to make sure that once he comes through, you got to lay a body on him. Anderton taking the draw against Pizarro. Won by Weber State, then dumped into their offensive zone. A softened back of the net, being harassed by Weber State. Jesse Simone with a puck, and now Nick Gears brings it up. Weber State definitely in another gear today. Here's a opportunity if they could get it on over to Pizarro, but they cannot, and back out of the zone. 13:47 to go, first period. Game tied at 1, Sobe Ice Arena. UNLV looking to stay undefeated as they're 6-0 on the season. Over to Nick Gears as he dumps it on in, off the stick of Simone and into the offensive zone. A lazy pass, and Anderton's on it, but unfortunately couldn't do anything with it. Another lazy pass that did not find anybody, and UNLV was the beneficiary of that pass. Alam gets it. Better pace today to Weber State. Apparently they had a good night sleep, and they're playing much better hockey today. Cody Williams up on the right side. Tristan Mayer now with a puck. Here comes Tristan looking for an opportunity, and just wide of Alam. Tristan Mayer said, I have speed too, and just misses the net. Now Weber State back and loses the puck to Steve Terry. Dumped in by Weber State, taken by Idison. Connor Hetzel up the left side and dumps it in. And we're going to have an icing. Well, back and forth action so far by both teams. Yesterday it was clear that UNLV was the quicker and the faster of the two. Today it's about even, and we're at 12:29 to go. First period, UNLV and Weber State 1-1. Tristan Mayer wins the face-off. Over to Steve Terry as he dumps it around. Taken in by Faubert. I think Faubert is going to be named a lot today. Victor Brask has the puck just wide of Idison. Hobbs dumps it around, but UNLV controls. Steve Terry now around and back of Idison, looking for an opportunity. And Weber State's extremely aggressive today, and you know how you beat aggression with quick passes, quick short passes. Weber State now with an opportunity, dumps it in to Hobbs, who was just wide of Idison. Here's another opportunity, back out to the point. Didn't get to Idison. And UNLV controls the puck. That's a pass there by Asaf that I think he wishes he had back, and thankfully Weber State didn't read it quicker, or that would have been another opportunity for them offensively. As Mitchell Provis dumps it in, Weber State behind their net now has control of the puck, coming through the neutral zone. Province now down on the. I can tell already that Coach Greener says you need to squeeze them as they're coming through the neutral zone. Don't worry about the trailer. Squeeze that guy coming over the blue line. And that's exactly what happened on that last entry. Shot in on Alam, and a save. Well, UNLV is going to get some lasers in on Alam today. We talked about he's 5'5", doesn't cover a lot of room in that net. Here's an opportunity in the middle, but does not find George's. And Weber State regrouping in their own end. 10:21 to go, first period. UNLV, Weber State, 1-1. Kosman now with a puck looking in front to Cap. Capinos did not find his stick as the puck rolls away and dumped back in on Idaton. Easy save. One thing about Eric is his pads are always flushed to the ice, and that's a kid that's well coached. Never lets a puck in underneath him. Here's a battle in the middle, a little bit of a scrum. Here's an opportunity for Anderton. Can't get it off his stick. Still controlled by UNLV. Back out to the point, unfortunately out of the zone, and UNLV has to come back out and regroup. Bozasov controls, dumps it in. Now UNLV to the attack as Scarmoza looked for an opportunity just outside the reach of his stick. And UNLV does not look decidingly quick like they did yesterday between these two teams. But still, even with the increased amount of energy that Weber State has come out with, still a pretty even hockey game. Well, it's 1-1, so can't get any more even than that. There's an opportunity for Weber State off the stick of Hobbs. Hobbs is looking to go right down the middle again, test that defense. And here's an opportunity for Cody Williams. Great stick move, trying to get it off a backhand shot. Does not have the opportunity to do that. Off to Gears. Gears also has a little bit of a trouble to get it off, but finally UNLV has it trickle on in to Alam, and there's a little bit of rough stuff in the middle there, and I expected more of that yesterday from Weber State, but they decided to play nice hockey. That didn't work well, so maybe they're trying something else today. 8:29 to go, first period. UNLV 1, Weber State 1. Face off in the offensive zone for the Rebels. Mayer loses a rare face-off as Weber State controls. Now dumped back down. Here's a race for the puck. Great job by Davis there to block off Kosman. Here's a shot inside and an opportunity that just does not get to Idaton. But Bauman is trying to create havoc inside, and another shot in on Idaton, which I don't think he saw at all. And Bauman is just trying to bully his way in front of Idaton, hoping for a rebound. And he did a pretty good job of that. So we had a couple other opportunities for Weber State in front, but still 1-1. A soft now. Asaf has no problem going in the middle, and here's almost an opportunity for UNLV, but unfortunately didn't get it off the stick. Didn't see the number on that. We're a little ways away from the right-hand side. Jake Sack brings it up the ice to Nick Gears. Gears skates it around, loses the puck, tries to get it back out to the point, out to Province, taken away by Weber State. And here's Well, there was a clear offside that was called on Weber State. Of course, Hobbs had some ideas that was going to be a breakaway, but he was called for the offside. So 7:01 to go, first period. UNLV 1, Weber State 1. Face off just outside of the Weber State offensive zone. Anderton will be asked to, they weren't asking you to leave, Axel. Face off taken by Steve Terry. It's Terry and Hetzel on defense for UNLV. Weber State looks like they're a little fired up today, and why not? You've lost 2 straight, but there is a big hit. Said, not so fast. Do not get fired up on my home ice. And a player is down for Weber State. And rough stuff on the other side of the ice, and we got 2 little skirmishes going on. I don't want to... Let's see who it is on the opposite side of the ice. Jesse Simone on one side of the ice, and then down Pizarro from Weber State's side. He's going to go down and talk to Eric Idison. And with all that being said, on the opposite end of the ice, on the left-hand opposite side, there's a player down for Weber State, and we have not been able to see who that is yet. Big hit on the other side of the ice. One thing about UNLV, no matter what style their opposing team wants to play, they have no problem matching that. Weber State, for the first 13 minutes of this game, said we're going to play a little bit more physical. UNLV is fine with that. And it looks like trying to get a number. It looks like Dakota Fox is going off the ice for Weber State. Okay, so let's reset it. 6:27 to go. First period. UNLV 1, Weber State 1. We have a conference in front of the benches now as they sort this out. And UNLV does have to be careful now because Trevor Ruiz, Hunter Spire is out of this matchup, and of course Drew Bryan is out. Dion Antison is out. All of this sparking from the weekend series in Utah last week. So some is out because they have to. Some are out because they were told to. I guess it's the same thing. Some are out because they're hurt. Others because they were told to. Now they're still getting this sorted out. It looks like at least UNLV is going to receive. We see in the box right now, Simone is definitely in the box. So we just got to sort out what that is. Connor Hetzel is also in the box right now. And it looks like there's 1 in the box right now for Weber State. And it might be George's in the box for Weber State. So my guess is we have we have Simone up on the board right now. He's definitely getting 2. Next to him is Connor Hetzel. I do not think he's in there keeping him company. So he also will probably get 2. Folks, we got a long way to go in this game. And on top of that, Steve Scarmoza is being attended to and back of the UNLV bench. Got a cut above his eye. And it looks like, well, geez. Okay, so we see Hetzel. Montoya is also in the box. We see 2 And I apologize because the view is not that great from here, but we see 2 for Weber State. So when it's all said and done, it will probably be a 2-minute advantage for Weber State. Folks, while we got a minute, let's talk about the upcoming schedule as we have so many times. Don't forget, next week, Arizona State will be in town at the Las Vegas Ice Center. And then Sunday, the big matchup at the T-Mobile Arena against Arizona State as well. That game will start at 12 noon, and it's part of the Frozen Fury weekend. I might have just made that up, but Frozen Fury weekend. Okay, so now we're back to action. It's going to be 5-on-4. And like we said, it's going to be a 2-minute advantage for Weber State as they control the puck in. Slapped in by Faubert. Doesn't get to Idison. Weber State on the power play. Probably a pretty big power play for them to say, how about you play from behind for once? Back out to the point, wrist back in, and then there's an opportunity and a big save right there by Axel Anderton, who just got it out of the crease as it was about ready to go over the red line, and Idison lost contact with the puck. That was a sure goal headed for the back of the net, and Anderton comes in and swipes it away. It's still 1-1. Weber State still on the power play, 1:21 to go, and it is. And we're going to have another penalty. Idison covered up the puck. Then it was a little bit of pushing and shoving. And it looks like Gears is going to go to the penalty box, and Weber State is going to have a 2-man advantage. The word embellishment comes to mind. But I'm just a broadcaster. Cody Williams takes a draw. Oh, okay. Yep, okay, so now it's going to be 5-on-3. Big face-off win right there for UNLV. Steve Terry gets it around, but Weber State managed to keep it in. Here's Faubert at the point. Coming in, Idison, and does not get to him, just over his right-hand shoulder. Then back to Faubert, who tries to also get it back in, and Faubert back at the point, has the puck. UNLV packing it in, but Weber State is creeping in ever so slowly to get a better opportunity. Faubert with a puck just wide of Idison. Does not get to him. One of the things that was the problem yesterday, none of these pucks got to Idison. Here's a slap shot that was blocked by Asaf. 38 seconds to go in the 2-man advantage. Faubert with the puck. Another wrister that doesn't find Idison. Pizarro back to Hobbs. The slap shot just high. Blocked by, I believe, his own player. Almost out of the offensive zone, but not quite. Great job by Asaf there, who almost single-handedly got it out, but Weber State keeps it back in. Back out to the point, out to Hobbs. Back to Hobbs, looking for that shot. Slap shot wide again by Faubert, and it rings right outside the zone. 4 seconds to go in a 2-man advantage. UNLV kills this off. Again, we talked about yesterday, you kill off a 2-man advantage. That's a momentum booster for your team. 37 seconds to go in the power play. 1-1, 4:14 to go in the first period. 37 seconds to go in the power play. Coach Greener barking out orders. Another face-off one is a key element to killing off penalties. And that's exactly what UNLV did there, although Weber State does control, looking to get it to the middle, which they think they have found a weakness in the UNLV defense. But I think Greener's going to close that gap up the middle pretty easy, which I've seen since. So he recognizes what they're trying to do. And wow, there's an offside call there, and thank goodness, because Kosman had a step and he was about ready to go in and take a shot on Idison, and then that did not happen. A couple times today, at least 3 times today, we've seen Weber State have a step on a UNLV defenseman and have clean looks at Idison. 7 seconds to go. And Coleman has some thoughts he'd like to give to the referee. Seven seconds left in the power play. Mayer will be taking the face-off against Gorgeous. Or, no, I don't think that's happening. Mayer is taking the face-off. Man, there's a little bit of a delay. And finally, we have the face-off. 5. And a little bit late on that penalty clock rolling down, but finally we got it going. Idison goes out and plays and loses a stick. Still stickless, but he was given one by Ian Davis, so now Idison has a non-goaltender stick. And there's a shot at mid-ice as a collision as Jake Sachs has it, but here's an opportunity just wide of Alam. And we're going to have a full-out brawl in a second. Over by the Weber State bench. Somebody better get in between them. We're going to see who's involved in this. There was a collision with Jake Sachs in the middle of the ice. And it looks like Jake is also part of this as well. He's still down. Looking to see if he'll get up. And folks, Weber State is definitely sending a message right now. This is by far of all the games we've done this year, this is by far the most physical of the game, and it looks like Jake is not doing well right now as he's being attended to. Trainer over to talk to him as he's being escorted off the ice, and I'm sure he'll be looked at as well. He had a big hit in the middle of the ice. They both got both of them kind of went down a little bit, but Jake looked like he got the worst of it. And of course, you want to make sure you want to check the head injuries on those sorts of things. It does look like UNLV is going on the power play. Larry Bauman from Syracuse, Utah, with the penalty, and UNLV will be on the power play with 3:15 to go. First period. Sobe Ice Arena, the Fiesta Rancho in Las Vegas, Nevada. Weber State comes in 1-4 after being ranked number 1 in the region last year. They're probably not very happy about that. UNLV, as we've said, is 6-0, looking to make it 7-0. And Jake is still being attended to by the trainer. Okay, we got everything sorted out. UNLV will go on to power play. Mayer will take the power play draw inside the offensive zone. 3:15 to go, first period. Let's see if we can get the draw back to Steve Terry. That fails and finally out of the offensive zone by Weber State as it dumped in. Dax Hobbs dumps it back in. They just Bauman gets 2 minutes for holding. I'm not sure how holding equates to the Weber State bench jumping on Jake Sachs, but I'm sure somebody held him at one point. But apparently that's what comes out of that. Minute 30 to go in the power play. Pretty important power play for UNLV at the end of this period. Get one on the board, feel good about yourself, even though you might not be playing at full capacity, or not definitely playing at full capacity with some of the guys out today. But back out to the point, wrister just wide by Steve Terry. Have not. Big hit in the corner on Cody Williams. But Tristan Mayer brings it back out. Mayer back with the puck. Mayer very dangerous with the puck. Here's another opportunity by Steve Terry that went just wide of Alam. Terry with the puck again, tries to wrist it in. UNLV just does not have anybody in front of Alam right now, so the wristers are useless unless they get by Alam. And Alam covers up. 38 seconds to go in the UNLV power play. 1:53 to go. First period. UNLV Weber State tied at 1. Face-off taken by Anderton in the offensive zone. These are big face-offs to win for UNLV. And finally controlled by the Rebels. And Weber State has it, and they're going to easily get it out. And in fact, they get it up to Kwanberg. 20 seconds to go in the power play, controlled by UNLV and back of Idison. Asaf up the gears over to Province and dumped out of the zone by Weber State. Well, the Weber State has killed off the power play, the UNLV power play, just over a minute to go in the first period. 1-1 Rebels and Weber State. Ian Davis now dumps it back into the corner. See if we're going to get a change here. Yeah, we're going to get a change. Mayer back on the ice for the Rebels. And Weber State dumps it into the offensive zone behind Eiderton. Pizarro now dumps it in to Hobbs, who rings it around the back of the boards. Pizarro now has had it, lost it. Off to Cody Williams up on the right side. Cross ice pass to Brask. And Weber State controls, trying to get it out of the offensive zone. Here's a little bit of a burst of speed right there by Hobbs. And again, Weber State says, we're going to try to test that middle of the ice, see if we can skate around you. And Greener's made the necessary adjustments to say that's not going to happen again. 10 seconds to go, first period. Maybe time for one more rush as Weber State gets a line change. But UNLV is just going to be content to run it out. And that's the end of the first period. Well, an eventful first period for sure. If you're a hockey fan driving by the Sobia Ice Arena, I get in here because the second and third period, I don't want to anticipate what's going to happen, but I can say this. It certainly is going to be a physical hockey game as Weber State and UNLV are tied at 1. We'll try to get an update on Cody Lane, or Cody Williams, sorry, as he got off the ice. Big hit on the side there. So we're going to try to get an update on him. We see him over at the let's try that again. Jake Sachs over on the table now being attended to. And of course, Jake was involved in a little bit of a skirmish near the Weber State bench that apparently resulted in a hold, even though we had 6 Weber State players on top of them. Coach Greener. Coach Greener walks by Jake and says a quick word to him as he is now going in, it looks like, the arcade. And I think they're going to have a quick conversation because, hey, look, folks, this is maybe the first time at the end of the first period where the coaching staff has actually had to go in and say, okay, now we got to figure out what we're going to do here. We are down 5 guys, now 6. I still haven't seen exactly what they're working on here with Jake, but having Jake out of the lineup a native of Montreal, Quebec. That's a big loss for the Rebels if he can't come back in. So we're going to take a little break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so, about 10, 12 minutes. UNLV, Weber State, 1-1 at the end of the first period from the Sobe Ice Arena. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. If you want to. No matter me. I got my water here, so I'm good. welcome back to the Sobe Ice Arena at the Fiesta Rancho. First period was nothing short than probably the most entertaining period of hockey we've had this season, except the scoreboard is still 1-1. Eric Idison now, through 7 periods, has allowed only 2 goals. And we'll see what Coach Greener did in between periods to fire the guys up. Face-off taken by Tristan Mayer, who's going to take the majority of the face-offs now. Jake Sachs, will give you an update. He was looked as if they were looking for a concussion. I see Jake back on the bench now, and we'll see if he returns. And on Idison as he makes a save. I talked to Coach Greener as he walked by, asked if he was coming back in, and he said, I'm not sure about that, so we'll see exactly if he is or if he's just going to be on the bench. But here we go, second period, Rebels 1-1 against Weber State. And out of play. First minute of play in the second period on Dana Lane from the Sobe Ice Arena, where the UNLV Rebels are looking to go 7-0 on the season. Meanwhile, the former number 1 Weber State is looking to improve on their 1-4 record. Axel Anderton taking the face-off. It's Anderson, Scarmoza, and Lane on the ice now as it downed into the offensive zone taken by the Rebels. Axel Anderton tries to get it back out, and he successfully does. And Weber State has it in the neutral zone. Brought in by Hobbs. Big hit along the corner. Plenty of physicality in the first period. Let's see what the second period brings. Scarmoza tried to bring it back out. Weber State dumped it back in. Good stick work there. Now UNLV accesses to the offensive zone. Here is an opportunity, but taken away as Scarmoza tries to split the defense. And it looks like we're going to have a slashing penalty, so UNLV is going to go to their first power play of the second period. Belknap slashing. Check that. Hornberg slashing. UNLV to the power play. And this is a critical opportunity or a opportunity for UNLV to get on the board early, as they've done it so many times to begin periods, whether it be the first period or the second period. They come out and don't allow teams to feel as if that they have a shot to get back into the games. But of course, this is the deepest UNLV has ever been this season, tied at 1. Usually they're ahead by a couple goals at this point. Alum. Okay, so it's Alum for tripping on over to Cody Williams, and he's just wide of the net. 1:29 to go in the power play. 1-1 UNLV, Weber State. UNLV keeps it inside their zone. Brass battling on over to Tristan Mayer. Back to Brask, looking for a trail, looking for Mayer in front. Mayer doesn't have good position, so they get it back out to the point. Over to Gears as he dumps it in over to Cody Williams. Williams back to Gears. Back to Williams. Over to Mayer. And UNLV looking for a open lane to get the puck in front. There's a shot just wide by Tristan Mayer. I know what they'd like to do. They'd like to line somebody up. And here on the other side, Cody Williams could have come in for a little bit of a shot and a shot back in. And we're going to have another penalty. And let's unravel here as Mayer was down. And we're going to have another penalty. And it looks like UNLV is going to have a 5-on-3 advantage for 37 seconds. Talked to Coach Greener yesterday, and I said we expect Weber State to come in pretty physical. They didn't yesterday, but if you can just not get involved in what they want you to get involved in, you're going to have plenty of man advantages. And that's what's happening so far here in the second period as Mayer will take the draw against Fox, or against Hobbs. Mayer against Hobbs. Won by Weber State. Weber tries to clear it, unable to do it. Kept in by Gears. Gears over to Asaf, looking for an opening. Back to Asaf. There's a little flipper inside. I'm like, what an opportunity by Cody Williams. Just didn't get enough on it. Had an open net. Gets it back out again to Gears, who also couldn't get enough, couldn't get the puck to stick to his net, so he was unable to get a shot off. But great opportunity so far for the Rebels. 5-on-3 is now over. Still a 5-on-4 for the Rebels. Cross-ice pass not being able to be handled by Mayer. And here's an opportunity for Weber State. A stop by Idison as Kornberg had an opportunity. UNLV now back. There's a shot in by Tristan Mayer just wide of Alam. And a big hit on the corner. A big hit on the far wall by Cody Williams. 53 seconds to go in the power play. 1-1 to UNLV and Weber State. And what has been an extremely physical matchup so far today. 40 seconds to go in the UNLV power play. As they now dump it into the offensive zone. Tried to use their speed to gain control of the puck. Kept in nicely along the boards. Little bunched up in their wrister. Here's another shot and scored! Axel Anderton finds the juicy rebound off of Alam, and it's 2-1 UNLV. Well, Axel Anderton was in the right place at the right time. As a shot from the opposite circle was not kept inside the goal crease by Alam, and there was a juicy rebound, and Anderton was right there to put it home, and it's 2-1 UNLV. 15-19 to go, second period, 2-1 UNLV, and that's the sort of goals that start to get the adrenaline flowing. There's a quick shot in as Faubert tried to answer for Weber State, and Iderson said, I only give up one goal a game. Another opportunity for Weber State out in front, taken away by UNLV, dumped out back to the point, still kept into the offensive zone. As UNLV regains control, Weber State seems more content about worrying about hitting than they do getting the puck in the back of the net. But that's fine. We'll take that. Opportunity in front for Weber State. Can't get a stick on it. Battle in back of Idison as UNLV tries to get it out of the zone. Power play goal by UNLV. Scored by Anderton. See if there's going to be an assist on this. Of course there is. Jake Sachs. And Scarmoza also with the assist. 2-1 UNLV, 14:07 to go, second period, and here's an opportunity for the Rebels, a 2-on-1 break, and he's shooting a save by Alam. And UNLV certainly's got their license. They keep it in the offensive zone, wristed in back of Alam, chased by Cody Williams. And Weber State has control and gets it back out of the offensive zone. Much better offensive opportunities for the Rebels this period. 2-1 UNLV, 13:38 to go, second period. Tristan Mayer was skating 4-on-1. Said that doesn't bother me. Weber State still eventually gains control into the corner. Big hit. Victor Brask involved in that hit. UNLV said if you want to play some physical hockey, that's fine. We're ahead 2-1, and we'll continue that brand of hockey as long as the scoreboard stays the same. Trying to tie the puck up now. Whistle not blown. With referee wants him to dig it out. And back out of the offensive zone. 12:45 to go, second period. 2-1 UNLV. And whistle blown. Well, we look down at the Rebel bench right now, and Jake Sachs is kind of rubbing his eye a little bit. I think he's, let's not speculate, but he certainly is not 100% right now, and Rebels yet down another terrific offensive player, but yet that just creates another opportunity for the next layer to step up, and which they have done for the Rebels. As the soft accesses the offensive zone. Jake Weber, a much bigger player, is being out-muscled by a soft. Montoya shoots it in by Davis, and a save by Alam. 12-12 to go. 12-12 to go. Second period, UNLV 1, Weber State 1 from the Sobey Ice Arena. At the beautiful. Have I not said that word too many times? That didn't roll off the tongue. Scarmoza. It's a rare face-off opportunity. As Coach Green is going to go into deep on his bench right now. Big hit along the board by Cody Williams. Big hit tried to put on Jesse Simone. I don't really think Jesse felt it, but we're going to have a penalty on UNLV. 11:47 to go, second period, Sobey Ice Arena. Jesse Simone is going to be sent to the box for 2 minutes. Jesse didn't feel the hit. He probably just didn't appreciate the attempt. We'll see what the call was on that. But we do know Weber State will have a two-man advantage, two-minute advantage on the power play. Big power play for Weber State. These opportunities, especially when you're down by a goal, you have to take advantage of them. And of course, if UNLV manages to kill it off, it's a momentum builder. And Jesse Simone called 2 minutes for hooking, which seems like an odd call. But Jesse was not complaining, so we'll move on. Minute 30 to go and this penalty. Weber State has it down in their offensive zone. Idison has not really been tested all that much today. A lot more than he certainly has in his first two starts. Here's an opportunity in front, wrapped around the board, and almost out as Weber State keeps it in. Good job. Good job there by Jake Weber to keep it in. Weber now over to Hobbs. Hobbs battling in the corner with Nick Gears, and finally out of the offensive zone. 1 minute gone by in the power play. Good opportunity right there by Cody Williams, who almost stole one. But they're not going to make it easy. Another little bit of a juicy rebound there. Thought it was just a dump in, and here's an opportunity by Cody Williams as he's looking for a trailer. Tries to shoot it up over the left-hand shoulder. Doesn't get there past Alam, but still killed off about 5-6 seconds there on a fantastic defensive effort. 30 seconds to go in the power play. 2-1 UNLV. 10-13 left in the second period. Here's an opportunity as they try to get down deep. But Weber State trying to get down a little bit deeper, trying to find a lane. And that is the difference right there between a 2-1 game and a 2-2 game. Because when the puck gets into Idison, it doesn't come back out. And we have a stoppage in play, 11 seconds to go in the penalty, 9:58 to go, second period, 2-1 UNLV. Face-off won by Weber State, getting it down low, looking for an opportunity in front to Coleman, who couldn't get it off his stick. So Weber State now regroups, back to the point. Here's, and a score! Just a little wrister by William Faubert, and Faubert scores his second goal as Idison was screened, and beats Idison on the glove side. So Weber State, it's a brand new game, 2-2, and a power play goal, 2-2. And we talked about how important it was for Weber State to take advantage of these opportunities because man on man, they're not as good as UNLV, but certainly when you have the opportunity to have the man advantage, you have to take advantage of it, and that's exactly what Weber State did. So now we're tied at 2, 9:45 to go, second period, Sobey Ice Arena. And I would imagine UNLV is focused on getting that lead back. On up to us, Soft, given away, and now they're going to say that that goal was an even strength goal on Faubert. It was really very close, but it was an even strength goal. It's nice for the statistics, I assume. Kept in by Weber State, and another shot in by Faubert. Well, I do know this about Weber State. The second time I've seen them play this year, I do know this. You cannot give Faubert a lane because not only does he have a laser beam for his shot, but he's extremely accurate with it as well. And Idison was able to gobble up that wrister fairly easy and not give up the rebound, which is even more important. Face-off won by UNLV, but kept into the offensive zone by Weber State. Now behind the board, Connor Hetzel battling behind Idison. UNLV finally gets control. Brought into the offensive zone. Big hit on Tristan Mayer. And UNLV has a Tristan in front. That was a great idea right there. As Williams was looking for Mayer, was unable to find him. .8:27 to go, second period. 2-2, UNLV Weber State. And you would have to say that this is the first time this season that UNLV has been tested. By this point in most games, they're at least up by a couple goals. So this is a good opportunity for UNLV to shot in and a save. And another one just wide by Brask, who didn't get to Alum, but certainly a opportunity for them to take the lead. And offsides for Weber State. Well, Weber State is still trying to test the middle of that UNLV offense, as we saw in the first goal scored by Faubert, that he just went end to end untouched. And I think they've been trying to test that ever since. 7:52 to go, second period. UNLV 2, Weber State 2. Dumped in to the offensive zone. Another opportunity for them. It was a good hustle by Weber State. Wriston now to the corner. Kosman's been all over the ice on this shift, but now UNLV controls and dumps it into the offensive zone. As Scarmoza says, I can beat you to the corner, and does, controlled in by Asaf. Back to Simone, and Weber State finally regains control and tries to break out. Tried to get it to Coleman. The pass was behind him, so they had to regroup. 7 minutes to go, second period. And now a breakaway or a giveaway, I should say. Great opportunity there by Province, who was unable to get the puck to Alum. But just a pass out in front by Weber State that found nobody except Province. Just couldn't get the puck off of the backhanded attempt. Cross ice pass now as UNLV enters the offensive zone. Province unable to control, so Weber State brings it back to the other side, to the other end. Tyler Williams controlled. 6:16 to go, second period, 2-2. Rebel faithful starting the Rebel chant. Needs to be louder than that, folks. Let's go. Let's make them hear you. Sometimes the fans are, what's the difference between a win and a loss? And you're at home. We need a home ice advantage. Here's a great opportunity by Cody Lane, but has a squirt off his stick. It's been a lot of times where there's been a clear lane to Alum, but they weren't able to get the puck to rest on the stick to get a decent shot off. And here's an opportunity in front by Cody Lane. Can't get his stick on it, but has had great position there to potentially get a shot on Alum. Did not face him, or did not get to him, and now Mayer had it pushed out of the offensive zone and back into Alum. Zach Tollett, back of Alum, setting up, and now Weber State through the neutral zone. Gorgeous on up, dumps it into the corner, controlled by Asaf. 5 minutes to go. Second period, UNLV 2, Weber State 2. Not quite as physical as the first period. Each team, seems like in this second period, each team entering the offensive zone, but not much going on after they get it in. Just a matter of getting to the net, battling for position, looking for the rebound, and jamming that puck into the empty net. I would say the game is having a little bit of trouble right now finding a pace. Certainly not the pace that it had in the first period, which was physical, up and down the ice hockey. And now it's a little bit more neutral zone oriented as both teams are maybe taking well, Nick Gears isn't. Nick just said, I'm ready to play physical hockey again. But both teams trying to kind of go in trying to find an opportunity, not trying to make a mistake. Here's a great chance by Mayer, or by Asaf. And Asaf again controls the puck. Asaf, a former roller hockey player. Scarmoza has it back at the net, looking for Simone. Simone battling in front, and Alum covers it up. And maybe you might want to blow the whistle. There's a stick that is poked in there by a number that I don't have on the roster, but I can tell you this, in the scrum, what he did was he took his stick and he poked it in the eye of Jesse Simone as he was on the ice. And now Simone just laughing at him as he walks by, as he skates by, we'll say. And that was Lakota Coleman, who decided, as he's making the talking gesture right now, we'll let the scoreboard talk for the Rebels. 3:23 to go, second period. Not sure why he's making a talking gesture, because basically he was smiling at him. I'm not sure what the gesture is for smiling, but apparently that is also the universal gesture for that as well. So now they're going to sort this out, but I can tell you, I'm not sure if they saw it, but there was a stick right in Scarmoza's face, and we're going to see how that all works out. I hope they saw that. And to me, that's a little bit, hey, you know me, man, I'm all for I'm all for rough hockey. But when there's a scrum and you decide to take your stick and put it in somebody's face, that crosses the line. So we'll see if the referee saw that if we get this sorted out. All right, let's reset. 3:23 to go, second period. UNLV 2, Weber State 2. Anderton's getting an explanation now of what happened. And he's making the gesture with his stick as to what happened, so I can only guess that that is exactly what they're talking about. And it looks to me like UNLV might have a two-man advantage on this, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Don't forget, UNLV hockey year
As
throughout the season started.
we see Faubert and Coleman both go in the box, so it's going to be a 5-on-3 advantage. And I have to tell you, I give the referees a lot of credit and the linesmen a lot of credit on this because they saw exactly what happened and they called it. So let's see exactly what is going to be called. As Jake Weber tries to get underneath the skin of Bozasov, and Bob's like, "That's not my demeanor, my friend. Take your game somewhere else." 5-on-3 for UNLV. As Soft back out to the point, gets it down low. Here's a one-on-one advantage, just wide by Brask. Tried to kept in by Gears, but now out. Asaf brings it over the blue line. Asaf looking for a trailer. 5-on-3 for another minute and a half for the Rebels. Nick Gears now with a puck at the back to Asaf. Almost out. Cody Williams now with a little bit of a wrister. And yet another rebound off of Alam, but nobody was there to jump on it. Back to Cody Williams. Here's an opportunity for Cody. Oh, and another opportunity for the Rebels, and Asaf was not able to get it lifted over Alum who was down, and then the rebound was also not able to be jammed in. So UNLV had a fantastic opportunity there. Another minute to go in the 5-on-3, and UNLV would do themselves a favor by getting a goal on the board right now. UNLV setting up in the offensive zone. Nick Gears on over to Mitchell Province. Back over to Asaf, a little wrister, and that is hung on to finally by Alum, and we're going to get a face-off. 37 seconds to go in the two-man advantage. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Game tied at 2 at the Sobia Ice Arena at the Fiesta Rancho. Montoya taking a rare face-off. Montoya, Province, Brask on this line. Back over to Gears. Over the Province, looking for somebody inside. Back to Gears. Here's Gears with a shot, and he practiced that, and right on Alum. They've been practicing that all week. And practice almost made perfect there. Here's Gears again. Back to Asaf at the point. There's another shot to the other side, looking for that rebound as Anderton was right there in case. Back out over to Nick Gears in a shot. Another save by Alum. 4 seconds to go in a two-man advantage. Here's an opportunity for one more opportunity as both men come back for Weber State. And it is wristed in and held onto by Alum. And for some reason, a number we don't have on our roster fell over backwards, or almost. Well, between dirty play and a little bit of embellishment, I guess we understand now what Weber State's about. 1:16 to go, second period. Face off in the UNLV offensive zone. Won by Faubert. Back kept in by UNLV. Good idea to give it back to Skormoza, but never got to them, so his shot was not able to be had. Here's a giveaway in front of Idison. Idison's been a forgotten man. I think Weber State's probably had 2 or 3 shots this period. 1 minute to go, second period. UNLV 2, Weber State 2, and the first real test for the Rebels this season. No call there. Looked worse than the referee thought. 30 seconds to go, second period. There was a dangerous pass in front and a shot in by Idison, who I don't think the puck got to them. And now we see Ian Davis upset, has his helmet off. I can only guess somebody used their stick to knock it off. And Ian was unhappy. Unfortunately, the play was still going, and you have to be focused until the referee blows his whistle. Good opportunity there for Weber State, but there was a giveaway in their offensive end. Fortunately, they were not able to take advantage of it. 19 seconds ago, second period. Face-off won by Weber State, looking for a little wrister in on Idison. Never gets to him, but they still control in the corner. Tyler Williams back around to Jake Weber and tried to get it in front of Idison. Weber State tried to create a lot of havoc as we come to the end of the second period, trying to create havoc in front of Idison and get some rebounds, but unsuccessful there to end the second period.
The score at the end of the second period, all tied up at 2.
So at the end of the second period, UNLV Weber State 2-2. Guys, if you're driving by the SoBe Ice Arena, you need to come in for this third period. Don't have an official shot on goal count, but I would guess that UNLV is far ahead in that category. Second period was not nearly as physical as the first period, but we'll see what the third period brings, especially if one team gets the lead over the other. But this by far has been the biggest test for the Rebels this season. We're going to take about a 10-minute break or so. Don't forget UNLV tonight against Fresno State. Leave the hockey game today and get down to Stan Boyd Stadium to watch that game. UNLV a fairly heavy favorite over Fresno State, so hopefully we'll get our second win, or they'll get their second win of the year. I keep forgetting I don't play for them, but anyway, at the end of the second period, UNLV, Weber State, 2-2. We'll be back in about 10. Sobey Ice Arena for the third period between UNLV and Weber State, all tied up at 2 apiece. And we mentioned before, this is the deepest that UNLV has ever gone in a game while they were tied. Usually at this point it's 2 or 3 goal lead that they're trying to protect or more, but it's good for the kids now because this is only going to make them better as they head down the road towards regionals and, of course, hopefully towards the national championship in Columbus, Ohio. Got to be tested, and UNLV certainly is at this point as we're about ready to start the third period. Saw Coach Greener, never a man for a lot of words, but I know what's going on in his head is he's trying to think of ways to get the puck in deep to Alum, who didn't have had like 2 or 3 good saves in the second period, but wasn't tested, and Idison as well was not tested all that much. But third period just about ready to get underway. We need to get some pucks in deep, and we know one thing as the third period's underway, that Alum gives up a lot of rebounds. Idison, thankfully, is the opposite. I'd like to welcome everybody that's watching on our YouTube channel. We've had a healthy amount of views today, so we do appreciate that. As UNLV gets it around deep, chased after by Cody Williams, and Weber State has controls. They get it out of their own end. Just a little wrister in on Idison. That doesn't make it to him. As Weber State's going already for a quick line change. And UNLV does the same. Out comes Davis and Hetzel on defense. Notes Brask, Simone, and Scarmoza are on the ice now. Icing call just over, just a little bit under a minute gone in the third period. First 2 periods certainly had their own personalities. We'll see what the personality is of the third period as the puck goes out of play. Another whistle. It's about 1 minute gone by so far in the third period. First period was certainly physical. Second period, for about 3/4 of it, was back and forth. There's a shot and just wide of Alum. Good opportunity off the face-off. The last 5 minutes of the second period got back to the physical stuff. We'll see what we have here in the third period. Where the first goal here is extremely important. Dumped in behind Idison. As Ian Davis goes down, wrapped up by Scarmoza. Kornberg and Scarmoza in the corner. Here's an opportunity out front for Weber State. Back out to the point. Shot back in, but a beautiful block there by Simone. And back out of the offensive zone by Scarmoza as UNLV changes up. Asaf and Gears now the defenseman on the ice as Gears has control of the puck and out of the offensive zone. Two minutes gone by, third period. UNLV 2, Weber State 2. I'm Dana Lane from the Sobey Ice Arena and Fiesta Ranch at the beautiful Fiesta Rancho Hotel and Casino. Here's a great opportunity for Ethan Montoya as he comes in on Alum, and Alum with a save. Montoya says, if you're going to go through the middle, let's see if you can stop me. And the only thing stopping Montoya from getting the puck in the back of the net was Alum. Good save there as the whistle blows. 17:40 to go, third period. Working man by Rush being played over the loudspeaker. And that's exactly what this victory is going to have to be for UNLV. It's going to have to be workmanlike if they want to come away with a record unblemished. Brass dumps it back in to the offensive zone. Bunched up on the left-hand side of the ice. And Brask in the corner again as he wraps it around and out. Well, whoever wins this hockey game, the bottom line is going to be that the winner is going to win this game because they won it on guts. It's going to be the little things that you're going to do in the corners. It's going to be speed through the neutral zone. It's going to be winning all the little small battles and getting the area cleared out in front of your goaltender. It's going to be the small things that are going to lead one of these teams to victory. 17:03 to go, third period, 2-2, face off in the offensive zone and out. Kept in by Steve Terry, now controlled by Weber State as they also dump it in. Looks like both teams are content on just dumping it in and using their speed to create opportunities, as we saw Hobbs did there. Steve Terry now gets it out, and Weber State has to regroup. And again, it looks like it's going to be quick changes here in the third period. Both teams probably, the second game in as many days, both teams are probably feeling it. This is also going to be a test to who is in better physical shape between the two. I know how hard UNLV works, so I have complete confidence that they'll win this battle. 16:02 to go, third period, 2-2, UNLV, Weber State. Give the time as much as I can. I assume you can't see it, but we'll give the time as much as we can. And UNLV is content on putting three defensemen, or three men up at the blue line, or actually at that point it was at the red line, and basically trying to force the issue and force a bad pass. And Weber State is content on just dumping it in because UNLV is making it difficult for them to enter the offensive zone. Battle in back of Idison, wrapped around, almost out, but kept that back in here, snapped in. An opportunity now for Bauman as he's battling in back of Idison. Big hit underneath me by Nick Gears, and Ethan Montoya clears it out. And into the offensive zone, chased by Province. Over to Montoya, shot just wide of Elam. Kind of a weak shot that never got to Elam. And here's these battles in the corner that we're talking about that UNLV must win. Here's a slap shot in by Nick Gears, looking for his second goal in that manner. But that one was going to be just wide anyway, but snatched out of the air by Elam just in case. 14:45 to go. UNLV 2, Weber State 2 from the Sobe Ice Arena. Face-off taken by Tristan Mayer, won by UNLV. And wrapped around behind Elam. Elam did not start, but here's an opportunity for Weber State. A 2-1 shot in on Idison with a save. He did give up the rebound, but fortunately Weber State was not in position to put it away. Here's another attempted shot in, did not get all of it. And UNLV dodged a bullet there as Weber State had a 2-on-1 opportunity. With those opportunities, even if you don't convert, that's a confidence builder in some ways, because you had to work your way to that point to be able to get that offensive opportunity. And if I'm Weber State, I'm thinking, okay, we had a shot there. That was the first attempt to go ahead in this hockey game here in the third period, where UNLV is yet to have a quality scoring opportunity. Kept in by Weber State. And the shot just wristed in, he scored. Well, we talked about the rebounds. Talked about the rebound there, and that was not a good goal. Idison has been much sharper in this game. And Idison just couldn't control the little wrister shot in, and then it bounced off his glove right in front of him and trickled past him. And it was pounded home by Weber State. So now UNLV is really in a position it's never been in before, down 3-2 with 13:32 to go in the third period. And we talked about those at a little. William Faubert, go figure. I think that's his third goal today. And Faubert there to clean up the mess. And we've had 8 periods of hockey, and I could honestly tell you that's the first bad goal that Idison has given up. So it's been pretty solid in net, but right there, Faubert, and there's going to be a penalty. And Jesse Simone hitting from behind, and then we're going to have matching penalties, I hope, because then Zach Hobbs decides to come over and give Jesse Simone a little shot with his stick, and that's going to be the second time. There is no condoning what Jesse Simone did there, because you have to be more aware of the situation, and Simone comes over and gives a nice little two-hand shove with his stick, and he'll go in 2 minutes for that. But thankfully, Weber State was also not able to contain themselves as Hobbs went over and decided to retaliate. And it actually looks like it's going to be Victor Brask, and now they're talking between the benches. It looks, yeah, we'll try to get the penalty here. It's going to be matching penalties, and pretty lucky there for UNLV, because it easily could have been a Weber State power play. Talked about that with Coach Greener early on as well, that in a physical game like that, so you cannot retaliate, and that's exactly what Weber State did there. So instead of having a man advantage, they're now going to be even playing 4-on-4 hockey. But Jesse Simone's got to be a little bit more aware of the situation. And that was a blatant cross-check to the back. I didn't see the player that he hit, but the reason I didn't see him is he went down in a heap. So and it looks like that Hobbs will be kicked out of the game. He will get a game misconduct, and rightfully so as well, because Simone's actions was certainly a hockey play, but the retaliation for the second time by Hobbs was not a hockey play, as you take your stick and clearly use it as a weapon of retaliation. And he's going to go in the locker room and think about what he did. So he's going to get a 5-minute major. And Jesse Simone is going to get 2 minutes. So that means in 2 minutes, UNLV will be on the power play for 3 minutes if the game stays the same at 3-2. There has to be a certain amount of frustration for Weber State, considering this is a team that had 63 shots on goal against Utah Valley last weekend, and certainly it's a different story this weekend as Weber State wins the face-off and finally gets it out of their zone. Picked up by Asaf. And brought up the ice by Cody Williams, trying to get it into the offensive zone.
2-minute minor for charging.
Simone gets a 2-minute minor for charging as Weber State.
Penalty number 72, Zach Hobbs. 5-minute major, spearing, misconduct.
And Hobbs gets a 5-minute major for spearing and a game misconduct, which is absolutely the right call. Second time we've had that happen today. Apparently that's something that we teach up in Utah. Here's a shot in on Idison and a save as he keeps his pad flush to the ice. And here's a breakout for Nick Gears on the right-hand side. He's got Anderton trailing, but Gears makes a great decision and just shoots it in. Rebound off of Alum, as he's prone to do. And UNLV has control back into their zone. Good opportunity there. They will get a 3-minute power play in 44 seconds, 43 seconds, 42 seconds. Hit the button, please. Actually, don't hit the button. Keep it rolling. 11:37 to go, third period. Weber State 3, UNLV 2. And now it's time for Coach Greener's kids to reach down deep as the referee tells the UNLV bench to, I assume that means calm down. Coach Greener couldn't be any calmer. Always in control, always very confident of his team. I'm sure somebody's chirping down there because this has been a very physical game as Weber State brings it in offensive zone. Here's a little wrister that's trying to get to Idison. Idison has to get back into his net. Play gets behind him. He is allowing a little bit of room and loses sight of the puck. Come out to cut down that angle. You got to make sure that you get back in the net as quickly as possible once that puck goes behind you. Here's Cody Williams up on the left-hand side as UNLV is in a line change right now. Brask and Terry now out for the Rebels as Weber State comes in. Here's going to be a little wrist shot by Hobbs that's wide of the net. Okay, so here we go. 2:38 to go. And Idison falls down, but no penalty. And in all honesty, it shouldn't have been. There was an opportunity there by Brask. Back out to Asaf. UNLV 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go in this power play as Tristan Mayer overskated a puck and didn't get a clean shot off or didn't get a shot off at all. A good opportunity for UNLV and a good idea. Some token pressure by Weber State. You break token pressure by making quick, accurate passes as Mayer gets it up into the right corner. And has it taken away by Weber State. And here is a breakaway by Gossman that does not even get to Idison. But that is the second, maybe third time that UNLV has been beat up the middle. And I think Weber State is kind of focused on that. That's where their focus has been all game. UNLV back into their offensive zone by control by Weber State and out. 1:23 to go in the UNLV power play. They're down 3-2. 9 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the game. As Weber State is making it extremely difficult for UNLV to get it into their offensive zone. And all they do is Scarmoza battles for the puck, and Weber State whips it back out once again. Another quick change by the Rebels. Terry, Hetzel, Montoya. Anderton on the right as he dumps it in around the back. Taken by Montoya in the corner. A little bit of a battle in back of Elam, trying to create a mess in front of Elam so he can't see pucks. Here's a shot back out to Hetzel, who gives up on the shot, but then it's controlled by Steve Terry, and then it is blocked by Weber State. 22 seconds to go, and a UNLV man advantage. Down 3-2. Kept in down low by Hetzel. Back out to the point for Anderton. Back down to Hetzel again. Or Brask. And puck's out of play. 4 seconds to go in that penalty. Weber State ahead 3-2. 7:59 to go in the third period. And it's never panic time if you're UNLV. But it is getting to the point where It's motivational time. But Coach Greener's got to pull out some words and say, look, guys, you have to make your choices whether or not you know you're the better of the two teams. Let's get out there and prove to our home fans. And a big hit down there in the corner by Victor Brask. And here's an opportunity in front, but didn't get to a lom by Brask, but another great opportunity as UNLV is cleanly throwing the body around now. And that's another way to create opportunities. Throw the body around. Make Weber State force them into bad passes. As a soft puts on a clinic and stick work and dumps it in as the Rebels get a line change. Davis and Terry now out. And a whistle blows. Okay, 6:56 to go, third period, 3-2, Weber State, Sobey Ice Arena, UNLV 6-0 against Weber State 1-4, but let's remember, Weber State was ranked #1 last season and probably want to start a string of W's, and no better time than against the undefeated Rebels. Wrapped around and controlled. Ian Davis laid a big hit there. Now UNLV has it in back of Anderton. Controlled by Campanos. Big hit there by Steve Terry. And avoids another big hit as he was getting lined up by Coleman. But now Weber State keeps it back in again. 6:15 to go, third period. 3-2 Weber State. And Brask gets it back out of the zone, and Weber State says, that's fine. We're going to throw it back in again. And now finally UNLV is able to get it into the offensive zone. Here's some good stick work, but didn't get a shot off, didn't get a clean shot off, as Weber State is certainly protecting the middle of the ice, not allowing UNLV to not only get a shot, but also take advantage of any rebounds. Back out to the point. Here's a slap shot by Faubert, save by Idison. And another shot in. Did not get to Idison. 5:15 to go. Third period, Weber State 2. Weber State 3, UNLV 2. Face-off will come back into the Weber State offensive zone. Kosman in to take the face-off against Tristan Mayer. And face-off won cleanly by Weber State. Taken away now by UNLV as Tristan Mayer comes up the middle of the ice. Good stick work, making a move. Does not get to the net, but still keeps control. Here's a shot in the middle, just high. Province just high on Alam. Good opportunity to go high, and Alam has not allowed any shots to go in up over his shoulder despite the smaller frame. Puck still dumped in, or puck is dumped in and out. 4:39 to go. 3-2, Weber State. And of course, next week, UNLV is extremely excited to host Arizona State coming into the Las Vegas Ice Center on Friday as part of Frozen Fury weekend, as the Los Angeles Kings come in to also play the first NHL preseason game at the T-Mobile Arena. They'll face the Dallas Stars on Friday, and then they'll play the obligatory matchup against the Colorado Avalanche on Saturday, and then at 12 noon, UNLV will face off at T-Mobile Arena against Arizona State. Face-off won by the Rebels. Ian Davis skates back with Connor Hetzel. Hetzel back to Davis. And Davis shoots it up to Scarmoza that misses his stick as Weber State's allowed to gain control. Kept in by Ian Davis. A little bit of a dump in by Scarmoza. That's just wide of a Lum. Just over 4 minutes ago in the third period. Weber State 3, UNLV 2. And Weber State's able to get the puck out of the zone. And now it's completely out. All right, it's getting down to that point. Looking over the Rebel bench, still the same confidence. Think Coach K when you're looking down at that bench. There's no panic, nothing changes, nothing but confidence. That's Coach Greener looks to tie this game up at 3. There's a soft in front of Idison. Now Weber State is aggressive with their forecheck. Still kept in as Nick Greers finally gets it out. And on up now to Brask. Here's an opportunity just in front and a save as Cody Williams had a great opportunity. And now we're going to have another skirmish. And let's just hope that one of these does not get out of control. As Coach Greener has a little bit of a smirk on his face. That's not a smirk that you could view as being arrogant. That's a smirk that says we're better than this, and we're basically. And now there's a little bit of chirping to the Weber State bench as Victor Brask has some choice words to say. I don't think UNLV appreciates the way that Weber State is conducting themselves for sure. And Victor's making it known that he does not appreciate it. No excuses to be made, but certainly with the amount of guys, top players out for UNLV, and Weber State only managing to hang on to a 1-goal lead. If you're a fan of the team, you could at least hang your hat on that if this does not get better from a score standpoint. But I know that Coach Greener will not be happy with this because he has complete confidence in all 4 of his lines to put the puck in the net no matter who's out there. But regardless of what happens in this game, it certainly is a confidence, it certainly is a, shall we say, you could take a positive from this no matter what happens. And it looks like Anderton is going to take the face-off as soon as the referee and linesman figure out where they're going to go eat tonight. And apparently somebody's number 1. It looks like we're going to, from that skirmish in the back, we're going to have matching penalties. I see 4 Rebels out there and 4 players. There we go. Okay, there's the second penalty put up on the board. So 4-on-4 right now. So UNLV, this is actually a good thing for them as they're probably, between the two teams, have the more speed. So now we have more ice surface to be able to showcase that speed. Cody Williams gets 2 minutes for roughing. As there's matching roughing penalties. So just over 3 minutes to go, third period. Weber State 3, UNLV 2. UNLV undefeated on the season. But they need to put the puck in the back of the net to continue that undefeated streak. Here's an opportunity in front, and just out of the, what a save by a Lum as Nick Gears was all alone in front. and couldn't get it past Alum, and a fantastic save. Give credit where credit is due. But like we said, now there's more ice space. This is an opportunity for UNLV to showcase that speed. 1:13 to go in the matching penalties. 2:44 to go in the game. 3-2 Weber State, controlled by Weber State off the faceoff. Here's an opportunity by Gears as he tries to wrist it in, does not get to Alum. Split second too late on that opportunity. And a heavy forecheck by Weber State as Nick Gears gets toppled over from behind. And there's either embellishment or Gorgeous lost an edge. Victor Rash tries to wrist it in. There's going to be another line change as Steve Terry comes back out. And a little bit of it looked worse than it was, but Victor Brass came over and said hello. So here we go, just under 2 minutes, 3-2 Weber State, 13 seconds to go in the matching penalties. And UNLV, when they have control, has got to carry it through the middle of the ice and dump it in and make sure that that puck gets into that offensive zone. But right now, Weber State controls as they're happy just to dump it in as well. Idison is toppled over, but call embellishment where it is. I think that also applied as well. Steve Terry was concerned about Idison falling over, but there's just over a minute to go, so let's focus on getting this game-tying goal. 1:05 left, 3-2. Weber State. Weber State with control of the puck in the Rebel offensive zone. 1 minute to go in the game, 3-2 Weber State, and UNLV's undefeated season is on the line, as Weber State is trying to get their season back on the line. And Faubert once again in control as he snaps the puck out of play just over the shoulder of Idison. And Steve Terry comes over and is adamant about something as he's talking to the referee. I think Steve is still probably not too happy with what happened behind the net on the other end a couple minutes ago. But the focus right now, as Coach Greener calls a timeout with 42 seconds left, 3-2 UNLV. And Idison comes over for the timeout as well. And Idison is visibly not happy. And as we said at the top of the broadcast, you can look at right now UNLV has arguably two of their top defensemen out. Trevor Ruiz, Hunter Spires out, Drew Bryan is out, Dion Antison is out. Had Jake Sachs was injured in this game. Sachs has not returned. And still, UNLV is within a goal. Anthony Greener, head coach Greener, is firing the troops up. "42 seconds ago as the timeout is over. Idison goes back to his net. And this is huge for UNLV to win this face-off. Mayer does not win the face-off, and Weber State is comfortable just dumping it back in. Now controlled by Asaf. 27 seconds ago, maybe an opportunity for two shots. Cody Williams almost was in alone if that puck got to him, but just did not trickle to him. And now here's a scrum as Weber State is more than happy to create a scrum in the back. And there's 10 seconds to go. Here's an opportunity up front and a save, I think, by Alum as it did get to him. But Weber State controls. Now we got a whistle, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty. And it looks like it's going to be a hooking call. And we'll see who's going to the to box, but it looks like it's going to be a hooking call on Weber State. Pizarro goes to the box, so 2 seconds left in the game, and the only thing you could do here is win this draw cleanly and almost have to win it to yourself and get a wrister off. There's not any time to actually get this back to your defenseman for a clean shot. 2 seconds to go in the game. Weber State ahead, 3-2. Face-off in the Rebels' offensive zone. Mayer with the face-off. Puck is dropped, won by UNLV, and that's going to do it. Well, now let's see what happens after the game, but hopefully oh, and there's a shot over to Mayer as one of the Weber State players just goes over and puts his glove in Mayer's face. And now we got a little bit of a scrum, which is not too... It's not surprising, to be honest with you, because this is what they've done all game, as Belknap is running his mouth a lot, and that's the first time we mentioned Belknap all game. Is at the end of the game, and Weber State is still chirping. And funny enough that the one that is chirping the most is Jake Weber, who has a C on his jersey. As now Weber and Scarmoza come together. And Weber State is saluting the UNLV crowd as they're waving to the Rebel crowd. Coleman, one of the players, waving. There's still a little bit of a scrum at center ice. Some officials out there trying to make sure that cooler heads prevail. Well, it figures it's going to happen because all game, and not only just all game, for 3 straight games. Yesterday was pretty straight ahead, but for 3 straight games, these two teams faced each other in physical battles. Victor Brask is skating around, and he's got a look on his face. Don't light the fuse. But cooler heads looks like it's prevailing now as the main culprits for both sides, especially Weber State has now found their way to the dressing room. We understand that hockey is a physical game, but there also comes to a point where you have to exude some class, and I'm not sure our opponents did that at all tonight. A couple opportunities, and this Victor still looking around, making sure that everything's going to clear out without incident. And there's still a couple guys still. Idison in the middle there, and Scarmoza. Just want to make sure that everything's cool. And finally, the last Weber State player. Yeah, actually, he still has more to say. That's Larry Bowman out there talking to the officials, and probably nothing going on there, I'm sure, and just wants to wish them well and have a good weekend. Final score from Sobey Ice Arena. The Rebels take on their first defeat of the season. But if you're a Rebel fan and you've watched this game tonight, or listened to this game, or we're here in attendance, you got to feel awfully good about the fact that this team was probably playing at about 60% tonight, and certainly went down to about 55% when Jake Sachs, one of their best offensive players, went out. So to lose 3-2 to Weber State, that a team that tried to physically beat you up for 3 games, you got that to hang your hat on. We're 6-1. Weber State goes to 2-4. I don't mean to say we, but UNLV 6-1. Weber State goes to 2-4. And now it's time to focus next week on a very big 2-game series against Arizona State at the Las Vegas Ice Center on Friday night. And then the big one for these kids, Sunday afternoon, 12 o'clock, T-Mobile Arena. Get out there because all the proceeds go to UNLV hockey, go to support UNLV hockey. So it's big for these kids, and it's big that the city of Las Vegas goes out to support UNLV Rebel hockey. Final score from the Sobe Ice Arena, 3-2, Weber State. We'll be back again with you on Friday. I'm Dana Lane. You can follow me at Dana Lane NHL or at Dana Lane Sports. Appreciate you watching and listening, and please join us again back on Friday.